week 23. Yes, week 23. Bam, nailed it. Awesome, awesome. Week 23. I'd like to update you first on what I've been doing. I was in Philadelphia today. Again, I was in Philadelphia on Friday. I went to Joyce and Lau, which is an amazing dim sum place by the Philadelphia Convention Center. If you haven't heard my anti-Philadelphia rant, it is that Philadelphia is the most terrible place in the world. I watched a dozen motorists pass in front of an ambulance at the corner of Race and 12th. The ambulance had its sirens on. I sincerely wish that each of those people that pass in front of it hopefully have a horrible, painful accident someday, and their ambulance is delayed from getting to the hospital. Because that is one of the dickest moves you can perform. The only thing I think you can do in a car that's more dickish than that isn't a felony, would be to cut off a cemetery procession. That would be pretty bad. That's pretty bad. And I've seen that happen, so yeah. Fuck you, Philadelphia, but you have some good food, and the Franklin Institute is fantastic. That's me so far. Oh, yeah, and I started watching this super racist show called... Shit, what is it called?
That racist
Hell
show?
on Wheels. Hell on Wheels. Man, there is a ton of racism, and Common is a fucking badass. Holy shit. I saw him on the Nightly Show, and I was like, this is a cool dude. I saw him on Hell on Wheels, and I was like, holy shit, this is a cool dude. And then I was like, wait a second, all of these people sound like me. I swear this much. I should probably not swear this much. Let's check in.
I just thought it was an East Coast thing.
No, that's just apparently it's just a me thing. All right, Dan, how are you doing since Wednesday?
Friday.
Oh yeah, we had the last episode of Rain of Winter.
Rain of Winter series finale. Extra long, very special episode.
Yeah, 5 hours long, 5.5 hours actually.
Yeah, this was
Did y'all win?
Special. Yeah, we won.
Well,
yay!
Technically they lost.
Well, okay, we didn't reduce the guy below 0 hit points.
No, that wasn't the problem. The issue is that no one can make a spellcraft check to shut down the generator. It's literally like, listen, alright, it's like watching A New Hope, but if Obi-Wan walked up to the shield generator on the Death Star and was basically like, well, I don't really know how this lever works. And Darth Vader was like, it's been a long time, old friend. The Millennium Falcon tries to leave the docking bay, runs into the shield, and explodes, and that's the end of the movie. That's what happened to you guys. So yeah, you defeated the bad guy, and then you were like, well, I don't know what to do. Shit.
Yeah, but then I said the best 6 words I've ever said in any of your streams.
My character didn't die this session.
No.
Yeah, that's 6 words! Yeah! I had to count that, too.
No, it was, I brought 50 pounds of oil.
Yeah, that's true. You blew up the whole tower.
Since then, I learned of the existence of a sitcom pilot from the 90s called Heil Honey, I'm Home.
Wow, I just...
Yeah, I know.
So many warning bells have been set off.
Yeah, it didn't survive the pilot, but it was kind of funny. I don't know, in a Hitler as a protagonist kind of way.
Let's move on to something less depressing.
Yeah.
Adam, how are you this week?
I can't get over Hitler as a protagonist.
Not something you will ever hear.
I am doing okay. Taking care of my 2.5-year-old son with a cold. And then I proceeded to go to a baseball game, and now I feel crap. But I'm excited to play and see what we can do with this thing we call combat.
Will there be combat? Who knows? Who knows? Tom, how are you doing this week?
Yeah, my roommate's borrowing my car, so doing pretty okay right now. My mom's
Oh, you were gonna say you're doing terrible.
No, my mom's
like, someone borrowed my car. I'd be like, fuck.
No, he's just going to get some food. Wait a minute. What's the thing on the engine that has a little fan belt thing? Yeah, that broke today, so we had to get it replaced.
Water pump alternator.
Yeah, there we go. Hey, you know what, Craig, you're all right. It's just like a fan-based thing that stop the water
things
pump from
spin,
overheating.
stuff.
It's like, yeah, that snapped today, and was
that's
like,
it.
what the? Yeah, we had to get that after we got done cleaning out on the island. It was a nice day at the beach, other than the rain. Beautiful sights. And apparently, my D&D group on Friday, which are usually our Saturday game, for some reason thought it was a good idea to talk smack to Master Scourge after hitting level 2.
That's pretty reasonable.
Yeah, it's like, we got
sure
level
this group did
2.
the same.
We're big and bad, and they got slapped in the face.
We're level 2 now.
Yeah, we could talk some shit and survive a whipping.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure Books couldn't survive a whipping when he was level 4.
Books was a wizard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in some rough shape. I remember those days where Craig was like, wait, I'll take the beating for him. Love the sea.
Yeah, lucky for them, they have a dwarf that's basically the Craig of the group, and he's basically Craig, except for Tanner. Like that old veteran with the grandkids, and, he plays a dwarf. So so it's like he's just sitting back drinking most of the time. Except that he actually ran into the cook job, so he actually had profession cook, which he's actually good at. I think everybody in that group is going to get they're hitting that point where they're going to get the crappy job because Scourge hate them, but except for the dwarf, because, the dwarf is not messing on anybody, so it's fair enough.
Craig, how are you doing this week?
I'm doing all right. It's been a nice quiet week. We haven't had a lot of goings on here. Went out last night and started up a nice big fire and made some s'mores and roasted some sausage and hot dogs, and the kids had a blast. And it was only 90-ish, so it wasn't hot, wasn't too hot.
S'mores and hot dogs. I'm jealous as fuck right now.
Yeah, it was pretty badass.
I'll tell you what. I went to a restaurant today. It's called Dogtown. It's a specialty hot dog place. They say they're open on Sundays. Their sign outside, open on Sundays. No. The sign is lit, saying open. The front door is locked and there's no one inside. I was so mad. Nice. I was like, man, I'm going to get a hot dog. I'm going to get a kosher beef hot dog because his ball's hot today. It's a great day to get a hot dog. I get there, so mad.
Wow, don't feel bad. The same thing happened to me today.
I had to parallel park. That's how bad. I never parallel park. Parallel parking is for chumps and losers, okay?
Not unless you're good at it.
No, yeah. I'm great at parallel parking, but don't do it because other people suck at it.
Oh, yeah.
They're terrible at it. And everyone always wants to pack their cars in. No. Parallel parking is for chumps. Always find a drive-in parking spot if you can, even if you have to walk.
People can't drive for crap anyway. Can't park for crap anyway. So, and far too many, halfway over the line or catty-cornered in the space or whatever. So, but anyway, not a whole lot going on. Been pretty quiet. Surviving work. Can't think of anything else.
All right. Stuff. Yeah, I feel like...
Nope. I got out this weekend. I'm having a lot of trouble getting my welder adjusted right. There's not a lot of knobs and buttons, but it's kind of finicky as far as being set right. And got out there and did a little bit of weld and made a big nasty mess with that. Like I couldn't weld at all. And finally got that working right and made some braces for the back of the truck, and I made one of them the wrong length because I didn't double check the shape of the rear of the bed when I did it, and I got to cut it up now. So I quit, and that was pretty much it for me.
All right.
I think that's it.
I feel like this is the point in the YouTube comment section where the people who watch the show, Realist, I'm talking to you, audience, should leave comments on how they feel about parallel parking.
I mean, I don't know. I had to do it a bit whenever I went into, on the rare occasion where I was unfortunate enough to go into New York City.
If you have the videos, which I do not, because both my cars are manufactured in 2005, if you have the screen and the video, that makes it like 5 million times easier. So I don't, someone parallel parks and they got the video going. It's like, that doesn't really count. You got to do the old.
You could have that. No, they have these new cars where you press a button and it 3-point turns for you.
Whoop.
I've seen that.
Volvo.
Yeah.
04 Volvo built by Sweets for Sweets. It's a station wagon, so it's got windows all the way around. We're going all analog on this.
Listen, people were parallel parking for the last 100 years. I'm pretty sure we should all... And I say this, being a person who has never driven a stick, I only drive automatic, just the very basic skill, parallel parking. Very basic, and yet people still mess it up all the time.
Yep.
So basic.
Yeah, we learned it in driving class, and then I didn't use it for 5 years, and I'm like, oh crap, I gotta remember how to parallel park. And it was awful.
Same here.
Yeah, we're literally the only country in the world where not learning how to drive a stick is acceptable.
Yeah, at all, ever. Yep.
Yeah, and I say that being a lifelong automatic driver. I don't know shit about stick. I would be dropping gears. That's a thing you do, right? Listen, it's so bad.
Them, baby.
I played the fuck out of Gran Turismo 2 when I was a kid. That is how I learned how to drive, and I still did not learn how to use stick in that game. I run a 3-door Honda Civic hatchback in that game, and I was still competing with, like, souped-up drag racing bullshit because I was so good at slamming people into walls, which I think says some very bad things about how I learned how to drive. Awesome. All right. I feel like introductions are done. Anyone have anything else they want to say before we get playing?
We're robbing the ship, gay.
Are you? Are you though?
We broke. We need money.
Yeah, our cash reserves are kind of quantum at the moment.
Well, let's catch up with what happened last time. You met with Dindrian, who is the high priestess of the Calistrian faith for the Shackles. She sent you on the classic Find Something For Me quest. You went to another island filled with halfling slaves who had been freed, caused a bunch of trouble, stole some stuff, got in a fight with a legitimate businessman on the docks, bought some wine. At one point, I believe you threatened to kill a room full of assassins with no weapons. That was a thing that may have happened. Eventually, you intimidated the assassins really, really badly. Enough that rather than go through 20 pages of written material, you were like, I just want to skip this quest so bad. And so you did.
No, we opened up that we might stop by and do it, but we have more important things to do.
Well,
This is there.
20 pages skipped.
Damn.
Nice.
Literally, half the written material of the book that involves adventure involved going to the Brian Banshee, and you guys are like, I'm not going to this fucking ship. I want to pay money. Tell me what I want to know. And I'm like, okay, fine. You know what? You want to do this? We'll do it. Pay me money. And you were like, yeah, Dan's character, pay the money.
Yeah. Pay the man. You see, Adam's character's like, yeah. And I'm just like the hype man because I aid. Yeah.
So basically, this is like Entourage and, Commodore Scourge is the main man. And we're just like, yeah, talk some shit. He'll beat your ass. Yeah.
I have never seen Entourage, but
yeah, he'll hit you.
Yep. He'll beat you down. Look at those muscles. You don't want to mess with those muscles. My muscles, puny. His, mountain.
Muscles glasses. You don't mess with Muscles glasses. Alright, so you know that you are looking for a ship called the Lady Sting. It has on board a holy relic called the Golden Vespel. You know that it has been acquired by a wrecker named Vikarla. That she is a half-orc wizard who operates from a hidden island base southeast of the Rampor Islands. And I think we're going to start with the crew on their ship looking for treasure and adventure, right? I think, I recall, that you were looking to gain some plunder before you continued your quest. Is this correct?
That would be
Yarr.
wonderful. Because if we land 2 more times, we're going to lose crew.
Well, as it so happens, we start off with a kind of choppy ocean, the wind filling your sails from behind as you sail east over this fast-moving water. You found yourself a current as well, using your charts of the fair wind, and you're moving at the ship's maximum possible speed with a little help from your magical friends. Work on deck is going great. Your crew is happy. Your half-elven, actually I think she's a full-elven entertainer, courtesan, is on deck telling stories to keep the crew from mumbling about how hard they've been working. Men are dressed in clean uniforms, seem to be well-fed, well-exercised, and well-tanned. And then it all goes sideways in an instant when an enormous black blob pulls up beside your ship from underneath the water and sticks a tentacle eye out. What do you do?
A tentacle eye, an eye on the end of a stalk tentacle thing?
Exactly.
that's
what
just
happened.
not right.
That.
What the hell is that?
Yeah.
What is it?
One of my crew
It
to
is
see if
knowledge
one of them knows.
dungeoneering.
No,
21.
that's engineering.
Dungeoneering? No.
I probably don't even know what it is, though. That's some weird shit.
Does anybody have
can't
knowledge of
touch.
engineering? Nobody has knowledge of engineering.
I did it.
I'll let you
I got
use your
20.
local there, Aces. I'll let you use your local.
Wow.
You don't know
Okay,
much
20.
about these creatures, but you have heard a lot about them.
Wait, Aces has knowledge to engineering, I thought.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
what?
that's a
what
21.
Yeah. Oh, I
All my
thought it was
knowledge
just
is-
knowledge.
I thought it
Okay.
just said local and arcane.
No,
All right.
those are the only 2 that differentiate from my other knowledge. I have
okay.
all of them.
Yeah,
Oh,
you know
okay.
a little bit about these creatures. You've heard of them. They once ruled the world. They tend to
shit.
run everything underwater. They're called aboleths. They're tentacle
Oh.
monsters.
What are you talking
With
about?
3
I know
eyes.
everything about Aboleth. I get +2 to Aboleth
You
because
don't
I
know
listened to that
shit?
old man.
You don't know shit about aboleths.
I talked to that old man.
Yeah, but you don't know everything there is to know about them. You only know the very basic abolithian stuff.
Yeah. He talked for a long time, sir. That was a lot of talking.
There was a lot of talking, and I forgot that. So yeah, maybe you know a little bit more than you thought you did.
Yeah, I get +2 to that because I made my Constitution check to stay
You
awake.
survived staying awake. Yeah.
Some of my best friends are aboleths, by the way.
I even know their language.
I don't think that's
speak
true
Aboleth.
at all. Do you actually speak aboleth?
Yeah, you'll give me the business about it.
Who speaks Aquan?
I speak
I
Aquan.
do.
Okay, then both of you understand as it latches onto your ship, and the ship slows down a significant fraction, and a voice calls out in Aquan and is like, "I wish to speak with the captain of this vessel."
Scourge,
Or-
I think it wants to talk to you.
I'm not sure what Scourge thinks of this. He'll move a little closer to the group where they're standing looking at it. Okay.
I'd
That's
say
it.
in Aquan is like, the captain doesn't speak Aquan. Would you like me to translate?
Yes, I would appreciate your intervention.
What can we do for you?
My name is unpronounceable in your language. However, you may address me as Jeff.
Okay.
Jeff.
Good.
What
We're off to a good start.
is your designation?
My designation would be Scourge.
I have heard of this scourge.
Yeah, hopefully
I
nothing.
have come with an offer, Scourge. I believe that you and I could trade.
That would be wonderful. What do you think we can trade?
We can touch minds. I believe you are capable of understanding truth. As you know, there is a realm of existence far beyond what you know. It is beyond your true comprehension. Realize, then, that the Aboleth were ancient when your gods first touched this plane. If you can accept this truth, then we can begin our exchange.
I shout down, "It's true, Captain."
I think you're muted.
Oh,
Yes, I believe that to be true.
can you hear me now?
No, it was Craig who was muted.
Oh, okay.
So, how are you translating this, Agrajog and or Aces? Is it just a private conference between you and the captain, or are you like saying it out loud to those on deck? The men are looking pretty squirrely, knowing there's a tentacle monster hanging on the ship, slowing it down.
I told the men to
probably
stand.
Probably just matter-of-factly, like, he says he wants to trade. Captain says he'd be willing to bargain. What could you possibly want? Like, something like that.
Would that be a linguistics check to translate correctly?
No, I mean, you guys have enough knowledge to do it, right? You
Okay,
speak Alcuin.
Yeah, but to break it down for Captain, because, translations are kind of rough sometimes.
I'm not worried about it.
Okay, then I break it down to the Captain specifically, and I put up our message network between the officers to have a private conversation between us.
So you're not telling the crew anything other than that it's here to trade?
No, I'm probably placating the crew, but like just simmer down. That hand-lowering gesture.
Yeah, they're here to talk.
Since it looks like there needs to be a peaceful motion, I will. It's come in peace, crew. Lower your arms.
Listen to the first officer.
So one of the crewmen, kind of burly, he would definitely be a sergeant if it was a land army. He's more of a chief on a boat. He comes up and says...
Chief Petty Officer, then?
No, he's just a chief. Just a regular chief. His name is Mr. Ferguson. He says, "Sir, the crew will probably want a little bit more information about what's going on if we be having one of them wee beasties hang off the ship. They're bad luck. And besides, it could bring us down in an instant. I have heard that these creatures can befuddle a man's mind and fill him with lies and illusions."
Very well then. Share with the crew as we talk, please, Acrojag.
Yes.
Certainly. It says it wants to trade.
And what would we have that would be of interest to you in this trade?
The creature extends its eye tentacles out of its sockets. The two of them, and the third eye is left in the middle, and it says, "What you have to trade is belief. It is time for you to realize the greatest truths of your time, laid bare to all but touched by few. It is in every religion, and your gods have spoken to you mortals of it, yet you do not see the shape of the face of it in front of you. For every race has a deity that emplifies it, the personification of belief. Have you never wondered why we, masters of this world, the most ancient, the first and last, do not have a deity? We who raised unbelievers from the sea, made all chaotic life into ordered society, produced and conjured great magics. We, who are the destiny of all things, the perfection of form and purpose made reality. It is we who brought down the sky. The most learned of you know of what it is I speak.
I say
And-
yes.
As you're translating this, Agrajog, the elven priestess of Calistria is just running over to you, and she casts a spell, and no one can hear what you're saying anymore.
We still can, though.
No, you guys can't hear
Oh.
anything now.
Oh, complete silence.